In this class, we will be discussing the types of circuit breakers. Here, we are having four types of circuit breakers. Types of circuit breakers. First one is oil circuit breaker. Oil circuit breaker. Second one is air blast circuit breaker. Air blast circuit breaker. Third one is SF6 circuit breaker, and fourth one is vacuum circuit breaker. So depending upon the application, like arc quenching application, the circuit breakers are classified as like this. So if you are using oil as a medium for arc quenching property, then that can be called as a oil circuit breaker. If you are using air as a medium for arc quenching property, that can be called as a air blast circuit breaker. Similarly, SF6 and vacuum circuit breaker. First we will discuss oil circuit breaker. Oil circuit breaker. Okay, so as the name it indicates, oil circuit breaker means the oil is used as a arc quenching medium in the circuit breaker. Okay, so whenever the circuit breaker contacts are detaching from each other, from fixed contact to moving contact, so as we know that the arc will be struck between the two contacts. So if you are using oil as a dielectric medium to quench the arc, that can be called as a oil circuit breaker. Generally the mineral oil is having better insulating property than the air. Okay, so that's the reason why in oil circuit breakers the fixed contact and the moving contact are immersed inside the insulating oil. For example, this is a circuit breaker chamber. These two contacts are immersed. This fixed contact and the moving contact are immersed in the oil. Okay, so these are immersed in the insulating oil. Whenever there is a separation of current carrying contacts in the oil, that means this detaching of this fixed contact, this moving contact from the fixed contact, whenever we are opening the circuit breaker, therefore definitely there exists a arc, because we are operating with high magnitude of voltage and current, right? So the arc will be initiated in the circuit breaker chamber. Okay, and due to this arc, the oil inside this chamber is going to vaporized. This oil will be vaporized. This oil will be vaporized. And decomposed into gases. So generally it will be decomposed as hydrogen gas and some other gases. Okay, some hydrogen gas and some other gases, it will be decomposed mostly as hydrogen gas, and it creates a bubble around the arc. While it is decomposing, it will be creating a bubble around the arc. This highly compressed gas bubble around this arc prevents the restriking of the arc after current reaches the zero crossing of the cycle, natural zero cycle. Because whenever the current this is a current waveform, at certain time period this current will be reaches to the zero crossing point. At this point the rate of ionization is less, that we know. Okay, whenever this is the circuit breaker chamber, fixed contact and moving contact has been detached from this arc, this fixed contact, and therefore the arc struck between these two contacts, and the oil which is surround this arc will be vaporized and decomposed into the gases, mostly hydrogen gas. This high pressure hydrogen gas this high pressure hydrogen gas bubble around the arc will prevent the restriking of the arc. Okay, so that is the main phenomena behind this oil circuit breakers. Okay, so we'll discuss the operation of the oil circuit breaker now, and this is the main principle behind the oil circuit breaker. Right, now we'll discuss the operation of oil circuit breaker. Operation of the oil circuit breaker. The operation of the oil circuit breaker is very simple. Okay, so similar process only. When the current carrying contacts in the oil are separated when the arc is initiated, and this because of the separation, the arc will be initiated, and the oil which is surrounding the arc will be vaporized and decomposed into the gases, and that gases will be preventing the restriking of the oil. Okay, that's the main principle only, right? And we know that the high gradient because of the field ionization, arc will be initiated, and all those things we know already, right? So here this arc will be producing lot of heat whenever this arc is initiated. This arc will be producing a large amount of heat surrounding the oil, and it vaporizes and it is decomposed into the gases. As we said, mostly it is hydrogen gas and small amount of methane. Okay, small amount of methane and ethylene and acetylene. These many gases will be formed around surrounding the arc. Mostly hydrogen gas and small amount of methane, ethylene and acetylene will be formed. This hydrogen gas will be acting as a arc preventing medium. Okay, arc preventing medium. So whenever this is a fixed contact and this is a moving contact, when these two contacts are separated, this is a oil, insulating oil. A large bubble is created here. Consisting of hydrogen, methane, acetylene and ethane. These gases, mostly hydrogen gas, and the arc temperature will be high. This arc temperature will be high when it is forming. Due to this high temperature, the gas is liberated surround the arc. And it will be fastly growing into the bubble form. So fastly growing bubble will be created surrounding the arc. Okay, therefore the fast growing bubble around the arc will be having the deionization process. Okay, deionization process will be having high deionization process. Therefore this deionization process will be accelerated rapidly and increases the dielectric strength of the arc. Increases the dielectric strength of the contacts between the contacts. Dielectric strength will be increased like this by using the oil. So therefore the arc will be quenched at zero crossing of the current cycle. Okay. The deionization process will be rapidly increases, and by increasing the rate of this deionization process, the dielectric strength of this oil will be increased, and therefore the arc will be quenched at zero crossing of the current cycle, right? So this is called oil circuit breaker operation. And also this property of hydrogen gas is also having the cooling property. cooling property. So in addition to the arc quenching, this hydrogen gas around the arc path will also helps the prevention of the arc by cooling the arc heat, the heat produced by the arc. So this is one of the advantage of this oil circuit breaker. Okay, so a very simple operation of the oil circuit breaker. The simple operation means whenever the moving contact is detaching from the fixed contact, arc will be initiated, and this arc will be producing the heat, enormous heat, high heat. Because of the high heat, the oil which is surrounding the arc will be the arc will be vaporized, and it will be decomposed in the form of gases. Okay, the mostly hydrogen gas, right? The rate of deionization process will be more, and it will be accelerated, and because of that, the dielectric strength of this will be increased, between the contacts will be increased, and the arc will be quenched. And another addition advantage of the hydrogen gas is, because of its cooling effect, the arc will be quenched earlier, like within a less time. So that is one of the advantage of this oil circuit breaker. And based on the usage of oil, there are two types of oil circuit breakers are existing. Types of oil circuit breakers. If you are using bulk oil for the circuit breaker, that can be called as bulk oil circuit breaker. If you are using minimum oil, then that is called minimum oil circuit breaker. Bulk oil circuit breaker can be called as BOCB. Minimum oil circuit breaker can be called as MOCB. Right. So bulk oil circuit breaker, we'll see the first one, bulk oil circuit breaker. Bulk oil circuit breaker. Okay, generally the bulk oil circuit breaker, the oil which is used is same as the transformer insulating oil. Okay, the transformer insulating oil, the oil which is used is same as the transformer insulating oil. In the bulk oil circuit breaker, the oil which is used is same as transformer insulating oil, right? So here the oil is used as arc quenching media, and as well as the insulating media between the contacts, circuit breaker contacts. Okay, that is a property of the bulk oil circuit breaker, right? Now construction of the bulk oil circuit breaker, when you refer the construction of the bulk oil circuit breaker, you have to have a construction like this. Roughly I am drawing. So these are the contacts. So I am showing the open circuit breaker. Whenever there is a opening of a circuit breaker, this is a fixed contact, this is a moving contact, and when the contact is moved, the arc is struck between the two contacts. This is the arc. Okay, and this is the oil, insulating oil. This is moving contact, and this is fixed contact, right? And this is the air, and this is a tank or a vessel. Circuit breaker chamber or a circuit breaker vessel, right? And before having the construction, you have to take care of few things here. The basic circuit construction will be like this, and the moving contacts and the fixed contacts are immersed in the oil. Okay, the moving contact and the fixed contact both are immersed in the oil, and this entire thing is immersed in an iron tank or a vessel, so made up of iron. It should be very strong, because and whenever there is a arc initiated, we know that there will be a forming of bubble, fast growing bubble will be formed, and because of that bubble, it has to withstand that pressure inside the chamber, whenever there is a pressure creation is there, that tank has to be withstand, so that the large gaseous pressure will be formed inside the vessel, and this will be, if the tank is strong enough, then this pressure will be useful for the quenching of the arc. Otherwise this gas will be dislocated from this tank. So that is the reason why you should have a strong iron tank for the complete setup, right? So whenever the current carrying contacts are being open within the oil, the arc is produced between the separated contacts, and the large energy will be dissipated from the arc in the oil, which vaporizes the oil, okay, as well as it decomposes into certain gases. So because of that large gaseous pressure is developed inside the oil, and which tries to displace the liquid from the oil from the surroundings of the contacts, and therefore the inner wall of the tank has to be withstand this large pressure, okay. So therefore I already told you the tank has to be very strong, okay. And also you should maintain some air inside the tank, because it is necessary between the oil surface and as well as the tank roof to accommodate the displaced oil when the gas forms around the arc. To accommodate the displaced oil, when the gas is formed around the arc, this oil will be displaced from its original position. So if you are tightly pour the oil inside the vessel, this gas will not be displaced from its original position. It may be, the tank will be blasted. So that's the reason why you should provide certain air. To whenever there is a forming of arc, as we know that there will be a forming of gas bubble across the arc. So therefore whenever it is formed, this oil will be displaced to some other distance. So you should provide certain air cushion has to be provided for the displacement of the oil, otherwise it will be blasted, okay. So that's why that oil tank is not totally filled up with oil, and it will be filled up certain level, up to certain level only, above which the air is tight in the tank, okay. The breaker tank top cover should be securely bolted on the tank body, otherwise whenever this bubble is formed, so there may be a chance of opening of this top layer, and the oil will be dislocated from the chamber, and there may be a heat oil will be there. So if the person is operated near to the circuit breaker, so he may be injured. So that's why the tank top cover is also be tightly bolted on the by using certain screws and like that, okay. Otherwise the oil may be jumped out whenever there is a arc initiated, oil will be jumped out from the tank, okay. And this is the main construction of this oil circuit breaker. And the bulk oil circuit breaker, this insulating in the oil is used as an insulating medium and as well as arc quenching medium. Oil is used as insulating medium and as well as arc quenching purpose also. Insulating medium and as well as arc quenching purpose. When the current carrying contacts in the oil are separated, then arc is established, okay, and this arc will produce rapidly growing bubble around the arc. As the moving contact moving away from the fixed contact, then the length of the arc is initiated or increased. So therefore the resistance of the arc will be increases. So this increased resistance causing lowering the temperature and hence reducing the formation of the gases around the arc. Here it will be more and it will be less like this. So as the length is increased, then the surrounding gases will be less, okay. When the current passes through zero crossing of the natural zero crossing, the arc quenching will be done as we discussed in the previous case. So at the same process, because the rate of ionization is very less when you compare with the peak value of the current waveform, Okay, so here this complete setup, this oil is used for the insulating purpose and as well as the arc quenching purpose, and the oil requirement is more here. The oil required is more, so that's why you are calling it as a bulk oil circuit breaker. Bulk oil circuit breaker. And what are the drawbacks of this bulk oil circuit breaker? As the first drawback is what here? Drawback of the bulk oil circuit breaker. First drawback is the volume of the oil in the bulk oil circuit breaker is huge. Right? Volume of the oil used is high. Therefore, you may be having the chances of getting fire. You may be having chances of getting fire hazard in the circuit breaker chamber. So that is the first drawback, right? To reduce this fire hazard and to reduce the fire hazard, we have to go for another alternative method. We have to use for fire extinguishing applications like fire extinguishers we have to use near to the circuit breaker. And third one is because of the bulk oil, the circuit breaker will be looking like ugly, because the oil will be having the property of catching dust. Okay, and so therefore you cannot you have to maintain regularly, otherwise the circuit breaker will be looking like ugly. So that is one of the drawback we can consider there. To avoid all these drawbacks, the further development of this bulk oil circuit breaker is minimum oil circuit breaker. Minimum oil circuit breaker, MOCB comes into the picture. So here in the minimum oil circuit breaker, earlier in the bulk oil circuit breaker we have used complete circuit breaker chamber for insulation medium as well as arc quenching purpose. In the minimum oil circuit breaker we are using the circuit breaker the contacts only for arc quenching purpose only, not for the insulation purpose. So this is a minimum oil circuit breaker. So the oil which is used only for arc quenching property only, for only arc quenching purpose. So that's why this is called a minimum oil circuit breaker. So the remaining thing is same for all the circuit breakers, oil circuit breakers. Same, when arc is initiated, there exists a high pressure bubble inside the chamber, and which will be creating hydrogen gas, and because of that the oil will be displaced and the arc will be quenched, and the hydrogen cooling also is an additional advantage for the circuit breaker for quenching the arc. So okay, so same principle only, but only the difference is here we are using the oil which is used for the arc quenching purpose only, not for the insulating purpose. Okay, and here we are having two types of minimum oil circuit breakers. First one is axial venting arc chamber, axial venting arc chamber, and another one is radial venting arc chamber. So both are same, but the sending of oil at the time of arc is different. So depending upon that direction, these two circuit breakers are classified: axial venting arc circuit breaker and radial venting circuit breaker. So I will show you the axial venting circuit breaker. Very simple. Just I will draw a rough figure. For example, this is your circuit breaker terminals, and this is your fixed contact, and this is our moving contact. This is our moving contact. Okay, and for this here we are having two chambers. This is one chamber. Okay, and this is one chamber, This is another chamber. Okay, right. Whenever fault is taken place, earlier these two are in contact position. When the fault is taken place, we are opening the circuit breaker so that the circuit breaker moving from the detaching from the fixed contact. This is the fixed contact and this is your moving contact. So this moving contact will be detaching here, therefore there exists a arc between these two. So in the first case, because of this arc, the oil which is existing here and here both are same only, the same oil chambers only. When the contact is detaching from the fixed contact, there exists a arc between this fixed contact and the moving contact, so that the first chamber, in the first chamber there exists a heat energy because of the arc initiation, and as long as this contact is moving, this cool oil, earlier there is a cool oil only, and cool oil in the sense what, normal temperature oil. Because of the arc, in this chamber the oil will be gets heated, and whenever the contact is detaching from this fixed contact, this cool oil will be entering into this chamber by cooling this arc and as well as by quenching the arc, so that when this contact is fully opened, the oil which is existing in this chamber will be entering into this first chamber by cooling the arc and as well as by quenching the arc. So this is done in an axial manner, axial direction, so that this type of circuit breaker is called axial direction, axial venting minimum oil circuit breaker. So minimum oil circuit breaker only, but the way which is entering is axial in direction. So in the radial vent direction means, here this will be different in construction. This is your fixed contact, and I am just showing with the opened circuit breaker. This is my moving contact which is opened. Okay, earlier this moving contact is here, now this moving contact has been detached from the fixed contact, and there are the oil chamber. This is complete oil will be existed here. Like this is the oil, and whenever it is detaching from this, there exists an arc from between the fixed contact and as well as the moving contact. Okay, and this arc will be quenched by using this oil which is entered in a radial manner. So oil will be entered in this radial manner and it will be exited this position. Okay, and this is also consisting of the oil circuit breaker, oil only, minimum oil. So this oil is used only for the quenching of the arc. So the oil is entered into radial direction. Earlier it is entered into axial direction, now it has been entering into this chamber in a radial direction. So the principle of operation is same, but the method of entering is different. Based on that, these circuit breakers are classified into two types. Okay, so this is regarding the oil circuit breakers. First one is the bulk oil circuit breaker, second one is the minimum oil circuit breakers. In the minimum oil circuit breakers, we are having axial vent circuit breaker and radial vent circuit breaker. Okay, so same phenomena for all the oil circuit breakers. Whenever the arc is initiated, the arc will be producing lot of heat energy, and that heat energy is forming a fast growing bubble which is having some gaseous molecules like hydrogen, okay, acetylene and ethane. These gaseous molecules will be forming the bubble by displacing the oil to certain level. So therefore the oil will be used as a quenching purpose and as well as for cooling the arc. So therefore the arc will be quenched. Okay, so this is the way the arc will be quenched in the oil circuit breakers.